most Super Bowl losses. These two franchises share the record for the most Super Bowl losses, with 5 each. The Patriots lost in 1985, 1996, 2007, 2011, and 2017, often by razor-thin margins, including that unforgettable helmet catch in Super Bowl 42. The Broncos took their lumps too, getting blown out in 1977, 1986, 1987, 1989, and most recently in 1987, 2013's disaster against the Seahawks. Heaviest NFL player. Desmond Watson holds the title of the heaviest known football player in NFL history, tipping the scales at a staggering 464 pounds. A defensive tackle out of Florida, Watson is bigger than most offensive lines. For comparison, even the massive Vince Wilfork and Trent Brown never officially cracked 400. Watson's size isn't just historic, it's practically gravitational. Most team arrests. Since 2000, no NFL team has had more player arrests than the Minnesota Vikings, a jaw-dropping 57 in total. From the infamous 2005 Love Boat scandal to Adrian Peterson's child abuse case and Jordan Addison's DUI in 2024, the Vikings have had more courtroom appearances than playoff wins in some years. It's a record they probably wish they didn't own. Most fumbles in a game? Len Dawson was a Hall of Famer and Super Bowl champ, but even legends have bad days. In a 1964 game, Dawson fumbled 7 times, the most ever by a quarterback in a single game. Most injury-prone player? Bob Sanders was a human wrecking ball, and he wrecked himself just as often. Despite being named Defensive Player of the Year in 2007, Sanders never played a full 16-game season in his 8-year career. He missed a whopping 60% of all possible games, mostly due to injuries. The shortest career? Ryan Sutter's entire NFL career lasted 5 seconds. A practice squad safety for the Panthers, Sutter played on the opening kickoff of a 1998 game, injured his shoulder attempting a tackle, and was never seen on an NFL field again. 1 play, 1 injury, and 1 unforgettable footnote in league history. Slowest 40-yard dash. At the 2006 NFL Combine, fullback Regis Crawford ran a 40-yard dash in 6.07 seconds, the slowest ever recorded. That's slower than most offensive linemen and nearly double Deion Sanders' time. Unsurprisingly, Crawford was never drafted, but he'll always have the record for the NFL's slowest sprint. Biggest blowout? That title belongs to the Chicago Bears, who obliterated the Washington Redskins 73-0 in the 1940 NFL championship game. In the modern era, the most lopsided playoff game happened in 2000, when the Jacksonville Jaguars crushed the Miami Dolphins 62-7. Shortest player ever. At just 5 feet 1 inch, Jack Shapiro is the shortest player in NFL history. He played a single game for the Staten Island Stapletons in 1929. Shapiro may have been dwarfed by teammates, but he stood tall as a symbol of perseverance, especially in a league dominated by giants. Most missed field goals in a game. In 1964, Jim Bakken of the St. Louis Cardinals missed 6 field goals in 1 game. While Bakken was usually reliable, that day he couldn't hit the broadside of a stadium. Most interceptions. Brett Favre, one of the NFL's greatest quarterbacks, also owns a less flattering record, 336 career interceptions. That's the most by any quarterback ever, but that's Favre in a nutshell. High risk, high reward. Most times traded, Brandon Cooks and Eric Dickerson share the record for most times traded, 4 each. Cooks bounced from the Saints to the Patriots, then the Rams, Texans, and finally Cowboys. Dickerson, despite being a Hall of Famer, was also passed around like a hot potato. Talent moves, but sometimes too often. Longest suspension. In 2007, Michael Vick received the longest suspension for off-field conduct, 21 months in federal prison and an indefinite NFL ban for running an illegal dogfighting ring. Vick eventually returned, but the scandal changed how the league handles personal conduct forever. Longest losing streak. The Chicago Cardinals hold the record for the longest losing streak. 29 consecutive games from 1942 to 1945. Wartime roster shortages didn't help, but the record stands. Post-merger, the Buccaneers are close behind with 26 straight losses. Either way, it's not the kind of streak you want remembered. Lowest attendance in NFL history. On December 15, 1996, the Houston Oilers played their final home game in front of just 15,131 fans. They were already set to move to Tennessee, and the fans had checked out emotionally and literally. Empty stands, a ghostly vibe, and one of the saddest exits in NFL history.